He said that he was gonna take me to Hawaii, you know, leave my boyfriend, and...
Okay, let's back up. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm just jumping right in.
Okay, so there were conversations. What were these conversations about?
You know, at first it was more, you know, friendly, you know, just talking, you know, me being a waitress and then a customer, and then he would, you know, come in more, and then we'd talk more, and I'd engage, but, you know, it got to the point, you know, where he'd stay longer than he should have been there, you know, kind of waiting for me, it felt like, and so I would have the other waitresses like, hey, will you go drop off this ticket, you know, just tell him I'm busy, and they would do that for me, so I didn't have to engage more, you know, with him.
Well, you also claimed that he gave you money in the past.
Right, and he has.
Outside of the tips?
Outside of it, yes.
For what?
You know, if I mentioned something about bills, or I need help with this, or I need help with that.
Did you mention those things in hopes that he'd give you money?
I mean, his intent...
I'm talking about your intent.
So my intent was, I would tell him about my, you know, the problems that was going on, and he would offer, you know what I mean? His intention was to never have me pay him back.
How do you know that?
Because he would do it constantly.
And never ask you to pay back.
Right. It was never a loan. It was never, you're gonna pay me back at this date, you know what I mean? It was never pay you back at all.
So were you taking the money while he was making you uncomfortable?
No, so he started calling me sexy, and well, he did that, you know, in the past. Tell me I look good and stuff like that.
Did you take money after that?
No, not after. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna go to you, sir. You gave her money outside of tips, correct?
No, never.
You've never given her money outside of tips.
Never.
So she's lying when she says he's given me money. Profusely.
Yes, Your Honor.
Went about giving her this $17.50.
That's crazy.
You said she called you.
That is crazy.
You're a liar.
Wait.
No, you're a liar.
Wait, stop. Serious?
Pervert.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Stop.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Just talk to me. Talk to me.
On the 9th of September of 22, she was at Thunderbird.
What's that?
It's a market.
Okay.
And I saw her there. I said hello to her, and I asked her what was wrong. And
wait, so you just coincidentally
yes,
were at the same market at the same time?
Yes. She said that she had quit her job and asked for my phone number, and I didn't ask why. Next morning, I get a call from Myla, upset, crying, wanted to know if I could help her out because her dad was in jail and he was having seizures, and she was afraid that he was going to die in jail.
So she needed the money to bail him out?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Morris, did you give him a call and say, I need help?
Okay, so back it up a little bit with Thunderbird. I never asked him for his number, ever.
But you did see him there?
I did see him at Thunderbird, but it was probably, I'd say probably 3 weeks before my dad, you know, was detoxing, and, you know, I was trying to get him out of jail. And then I called him, I was upset, and I was explaining the situation to him. There's no, you know, I'm not denying that he gave me the money, because he did give me the money, but it was not a loan. He wanted to help, you know what I mean? And
you called him because you needed help with money.
Right.
And you knew that because he gave you money in the past, that he'd give you the money now.
Exactly.
I get it. You wanted to get your dad out. Was there any discussion about paying money back in 2 weeks?
That is insane. There was no discussion of this being a loan.
Was this the most he's ever given you?
Yes, yeah.
What were the other amounts?
Like 200, 500, 50.
So did you not think that this might actually be a lot of money, that he may have different expectations versus giving you a couple $100 here and there?
If it would have been like a problem, you know what I mean, he would have said, this is a loan, you know what I mean, I want you to pay me back. There was no difference. There was no...
What did you tell her when
there was
you gave
no
her the money? What was the conversation?
I gave her $1,000 in cash in 20s.
You gave her cash and then you gave her a check. What was the conversation?
I'll get it back to you in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God.
Okay, and she agreed?
She told me that maybe it would be in increments. And then she says, I need $750 more.
Did you not fail to get this in writing?
Says right on the check, loan plus $1,000.
Yeah, but she didn't sign that. You could have written that after the fact.
She didn't. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I apologize to the court.
So
Exhibit B and the endorsement from Myla.
Ms. Morse, this is a check that you signed, you endorsed.
Right. I cashed it.
It says here, loan plus $1,000.
So he gave me $1,000 at Umpqua Bank, and then we met up later, probably 20 minutes later, at Walmart, and he handed me the check. I was stressed out, going crazy, you know what I mean, trying to get my dad out, because he was having seizures. I didn't even look at the damn check, you know what I mean? I went and cashed it, and that was it. So I didn't even know that this was even a thing. The check, I went and cashed it, went to go bail my dad out.
You didn't read it. Yeah, you didn't read it.
At all.